Hey everybody, my name is Buffy and I am bringing you a live video today as part of my 300-hour teacher training program, yoga teacher training program with Edge Yoga School. I am summarizing the very last chapter of Wheels of Life, this awesome book on the chakras that we've been going through. If you didn't catch my previous videos, please go back and see those. There's a lot of content that you need to know before we get to this point. So we're going to jump right into chapter 13, and I think this is a great way to end this, fostering healthy chakras in children. Children are our future. We talked about the evolutionary perspective of the chakras, and here we are in the present moment and looking towards the future, looking towards fostering healthy chakras in children. I found this particularly applicable for myself as a mother of 4. Today's children need intelligent guidance that supports their growth and can be integrated into their body, their mind, and their spirit. She talks about children's growth and how it relates to the chakras. So chakra 1 would be the womb to age 1 year. The most important thing you can do at this stage is to help your child come fully into their body. So when a child is born, they're not even aware that they're a separate thing from their mother because they've been hearing her voice. So you can just support them right in this time with frequent touch, holding, carrying, nurturing, and attending to their physical needs. It can't be stressed enough. Holding the child teaches them to hold themselves throughout life. Playing with them helps to develop their motor coordination. Can set up appropriate environment during this time that's safe with age-appropriate toys that helps them relate to the outer world in a positive way. You're establishing trust by allowing attachment and bonding during this stage. You are literally their only source of, as a caretaker, of safety through attachment, and it's with their primary caregivers. So if that's you, for the mother or the father, it's important to consistently be there as much as you can. Like if you can be there full time, do it. Cuddling, talking to them, protecting them from loud sounds, from hunger, cold, discomfort, feeding them when they're hungry, things like that. This giving them consistency of your presence and helping them to reconcile that dilemma of trust versus mistrust, giving them confidence, right? So she goes more into it, but we're just doing a quick overview of this chapter. If you want to learn more, please purchase this book. You can find it on Amazon. Chakra 2, 6 to 18 months, is they're starting to separate and move more away from the primary caregivers and like start to explore, oh, what's this world I'm in? They're kind of like hatching and beginning to separate, and they're moving more and more, and it's kind of scary. So they might come back and forth, and that's okay. It's important to support their movement and encourage separation by giving them safe spaces to explore in and being warm and loving when they need that reassurance. So your child's exploring through their senses, right? So they got their survival met, chakra 1, and now they're like, oh, let's explore pleasure and senses, and this is the main mode of experience right now. So it's important to provide like interesting toys and age-appropriate toys, and they really don't need much, in my opinion. Really basic toys that are made of natural materials are better. So your child is starting to be on the move. She says it's not time for a playpen. If you have to use one, just use it for a short time. Go outside, let them feel dirt, let them play in their stream, just with you right there, holding them. But they're moving and they're playing. Movement, the second chakra here. Your child's learning his emotional language. It's important to mirror their feelings, to be responsive to cries and anger, fear, to like respond to that, and don't negate them or punish them for their feelings, but helping them to, like you could say, you look really sad right now. What's happening? Do you want me to hold you or whatever? So even though they can't really speak well, they're listening, right? Having learned a second language, I understand that a lot because you can really understand more than you can speak at first. And it's frustrating when people don't know that. They like treat you like you can't, they talk louder, like you can't hear, kind of. but you can, and you understand more than you can speak. She also says, and this is important, to be aware of your own emotional needs if you're in this stage with a child, because, it's really demanding to be a caregiver for a child, and you need to create space for yourself. And I have to tell myself that a lot, because you get burnt out. Chakra 3 is going to be 18 months to 3 years. This is when you're developing that autonomy and independence. Willfulness, the third chakra here. Try to support it. I know it's hard when they're like, no, or throwing tantrums. This is the stage my twins are in right now. She says, instead of just asking single answer, like yes or no questions, give options. Like, instead of, do you want oatmeal for breakfast, be like, do you want oatmeal or do you want cereal? So just give them options so they feel like they have some kind of control. Encourage their self-esteem, take delight in their accomplishments, make sure they feel appreciated. Small jobs around the house, and then you can say, oh, good job. Toilet training, make sure they're old enough for that, and then definitely rewarding them and supporting them in that. And appropriate discipline, so you can't give them all control at this stage. There has to be limits, and they have to be firm, and they have to understand those limits. Severe punishment teaches aggressive behavior and fosters shame. Withdrawal of love puts the third and fourth chakras at odds and stimulates the child's insecurity and need for approval throughout life. So be careful. It's hard to parent, but just exploring that and being thoughtful about those boundaries. Chakra 4 is ages 4 to 7. Pay attention when modeling relationships. So your children are learning to relate, and they're learning their place in society. Make sure you're modeling empathy and moral behavior and giving them a good role model. She gives the example, we're going to take cookies to Mrs. Smith because she's all alone and it will make her feel better, like visiting a lonely neighbor or whatever. Or like just talking to your child about like the relationship of things in the world. Like, they ask a lot of why questions at this stage. Like, why? Like, they're trying to figure out how everything works in the order of things. And if you can just be patient really during this time and let them know everything's place kind of thing. And they learn on their own too, but just explaining those relationships, giving them routine, and pure relationships too. They start to make friends at this age. Chakra 5, ages 7 to 12. Communication. This is the throat chakra. So supporting communication, helping them to use their voice, helping them to have long discussions about the nature of the world and to have opinions, and, supporting them in that, asking them questions, letting them have valid feelings. And school is a major arena for learning and developing confidence, she says, or education, I think it should be worded. So showing interest in your child's studies, getting involved. Stimulate creativity, so giving them, if they show you something they've made, be sure to appreciate it. Exposing them to a larger world, take them to new places during this time, ages 7 to 12, museums, vacations, whatever. Chakra 6, adolescence, support identity formation. So your adolescent is searching for their own identity. This is not a time to become controlling over details, like hair, clothing, stuff like that. Respect their expression and individuality. I think that's important. Encourage their own thinking. This role, they're going to change a lot, so don't worry about things you don't like too much, because they're probably going to be gone next week. Support independence, so let your child have more of their own life and encourage ways that they can like take responsibility and earn money and start to create their own life. Be clear on your boundaries during this time. Again, you can't give them all control yet. You're still in charge of keeping them safe, so make sure that they know their boundaries. Chakra 7, early adulthood and beyond. So this Chakra 7 modeling occurs throughout childhood. By the time your son or daughter is truly at the 7th chakra stage, they are on their own, and your influence will be minimal. You can stimulate questionings, ask, don't tell. So making a safe space for them to always come and talk to you. Offer spiritual variety. Spirituality should not be forced on your child. Let them research other cultures and styles of worship and choose whatever religion is best for them. If they want to follow a religion, it will come to them. Provide opportunities for education. So learning is the way we feed our seventh chakra. So keeping our operating system up to date. Always just giving them learning opportunities whenever you can to find experiences and lessons. And let go. When it's time for your young adult to leave the home, support and celebrate their independence. You know, don't drag it on. Don't cling to that attachment. And I've never had to do this yet, so I'm not, you know, I'm sure it's really difficult. But when you can, just do it easily and let it go. They're going to have an easier time too. And yeah. In conclusion, children grow up through the chakras and they don't immediately outgrow the needs of the previous chakra. Again, they all relate. They need physical affection throughout their life, not just the first years, you know. Children, they need love, attention. They need time and approval. They need to be encouraged, not discouraged. They need to be part of society, and they need their individuality to reform that society in ways that are in better harmony with body, soul, and spirit. Children are the sacred beings of the future. They are the hope of humanity. And that is the last sentence of the book, and I think that's really cool. They're the hope of humanity. It has been an absolute pleasure to walk through this book with you all. I cannot believe I read all of this. It was pretty intense and really informative. If you want to read more about it, do buy this book. She has another book that she recommends. It's by David Pond. It's called Chakras for Beginners. And she has written other books as well. There's one I want to read. I can't find it now, but just look her up, Anodea Judith. Can't find it now, but I was going to read her other book too. It seems really interesting. There's also a bibliography here of all the books she used. So if you wanted to learn more, you can go into the bibliography. There's a glossary of terms with like so many Sanskrit terms in here. And then there's an index. You can look up any topic. So I was just trying to look for the name of that other book, but that's okay. If you like her as an author, you can just look her up. Wheels of Life, and my name's Buffy. This is the end of this portion of the Nap Time series. We're going to keep going. I've still got like Ayurveda and some really fun other topics that we're going to get into. Nothing as extensive as this. This was pretty big. We'll talk about a couple of other books I love and talk about the yamas and niyamas and some really cool meditations, in particular mindful self-compassion exercises that I found really helpful. So I hope you enjoyed going through that as much as I did, and I hope that you learned a lot like I did too. Namaste. Thank you.